As we know, when Order 66 and Operation Nightfall was enacted on the Jedi Temple, it was a complete success, killing virtually every single Jedi within the temple, and we later saw that it was used by the clones as a trap for surviving Jedi of the Purge. But what really happened to the Jedi Temple after Order 66? After every single Jedi was wiped out from inside the temple, the clones would send out a retreat beacon to the temple to lure back any surviving Jedi to the temple to kill them, with the false message of the war is over and to return home. While it is unknown how many Jedi, if any, returned to the temple, we do know it was later turned off by Yoda and Obi-Wan when they returned to the temple, and it was switched to a stay away warning to the Jedi. And after the Empire rose to power, they would gather up all the bodies of the dead Jedi and their lightsabers and burn them publicly to show the galaxy that the Jedi Order was officially gone. Roughly 5 years later, it would later be turned into an Imperial palace used by Palpatine and very high-ranking officials, and a large majority of the Jedi statues, artworks, and artifacts were all removed and most likely destroyed. In Legends, it's a little different of what happened. Instead of turning it into his own palace, he would modify multiple parts of the temple to make it seem as if the Jedi were these truly evil people. He'd also turn it into the Inquisitor's headquarters, primarily in Yoda's former living space, and the Empire would use the Jedi Archive to locate any surviving Jedi and their temples, and Palpatine would make the Jedi Archives one of the few public places of the Jedi Temple, and he would also spend much of his time going through the Jedi Archives and mocking it. But in both versions, it was always heavily guarded by special trained troopers to defend against any surviving Jedi. After the fall of the Empire, it would be given back to the Jedi Order, and now in the hands of Luke Skywalker, he would walk the halls and feel all the pain and suffering that had happened there, but he would repair it and even marry his wife Mary Jade within the Jedi headquarters. But Luke would choose to make the Jedi have more temples on other planets instead of just the one on Coruscant, although it was still used as their primary headquarters. And for a while, things would be going good there until they would be forced to leave the planet altogether when the Yuuzhan Vong attacked and completely destroyed the planet. But like the time before, the Jedi would return and rebuild it, but this time it was the Galactic Alliance who rebuilt it. But this time they would actually improve it overall by improving many of the dorms and training halls. But while the interiors would be similar, if not better, it was the outside that would see the most amount of change. Would be fitted with multiple green pyramid-like structures on the outside to symbolize the return of the Jedi, and it would be renamed the New Jedi Temple. But seeing as if the Jedi Temple cannot catch a break, it would later be taken over again by Darth Krayt's Sith Empire 100 years later, who turned it into a Sith temple. And on top of the temple would be reconstructed into an altar-like place where smoke was constantly being emitted, and all the windows would be replaced with large red panes of glass, and all the statues would be replaced with Sith statues. But the cycle would continue as the Jedi Order took it once again and destroyed the Sith Empire, and the temple would be the center of the Jedi Order once more. And after that, it is unknown what happens afterwards. When we really think about it, what happens is really just a cycle of what has already happened through galactic history. The Jedi Order would seemingly be destroyed, but would return and reclaim the temple, only for it to happen again. But anyway, that is what happened to the Jedi Temple after Order 66. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment your favorite Jedi Master in the comments. And with that, my fellow Star Wars nerds, may the Force be with you.